The United States stock markets have taken a huge hit over the past couple weeks, and now the crypto markets are following suit with precipitous drops that indicate some people are panicking. And some think that once the dust settles, the coronavirus will end up sending Bitcoin to $100,000 or more. Conferences are being canceled and postponed, and that means we're not going to be going to San Francisco for Bitcoin 2020, and neither will you. It's a crazy world out there, gang, and nobody knows what's going to happen, but we're here to bring you the latest crypto news and hopefully put a smile on your face. Life is all good at the Republic of Bad Cryptopia. So welcome to our Bad News, episode number 381 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
And welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast. Mr. Travis Wright, I just want to say that regardless of good times, bad times, the crypto market's up or down or whatever else is going on in the world, I really enjoy doing this show with you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Joe Com. I enjoy doing this with you as well until we all die eventually. we are all going to eventually die. That's how it works.
Eventually.
Nobody gets off of this world alive.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen by coronavirus, though.
Yeah, probably not.
We do have a lot of news. It's been a really rough day. Just timestamp this for you guys right now. It is March the 12th at 1:07 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Before we get into the news, I want to give a quick shout out to Crypto.com. This is the platform for buying, selling, storing, tracking, and paying crypto securely in one place. Their vision is to put cryptocurrency in every wallet. Mr. Travis Wright, you and I both got our icy white Crypto.com MCO cards, and I've connected mine to my Amazon Prime, my Netflix, and my Spotify, which I will be getting a rebate to my Crypto.com account in MCO tokens for all those purchases.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I actually sent over some Bitcoin to it and paid my rent in it. And it seems like a certain percentage of that gets kicked back. So whatever you use and buy, like I ended up getting like 25 bucks back from paying my rent. That was crazy. Like I was like, why did I have these 7 MCO? I was like, oh, that was the day I paid my rent. It's really interesting. Like, I know a lot of people use Coinbase, and if they want to pull money out of the market, they just, send it over to Coinbase and then kick it out. But it's so handy with this Crypto.com app. You send crypto over to it, then you convert it to USD and top off your crypto card so you can just spend it whenever. And I actually sent some over last night and then converted it over to USD because I had a feeling after watching Trump's addressing the union that things were going to start tanking. And then right after that, man, the markets just started going.
You're such a futurist. There's a lot of different tiers, and you guys can check it out to see them. You might, if you're a serious trader, want to upgrade to a higher tier like the Jade Green or the Indigo tier. You have to stake 500 MCO, but you get 3% cash back on all purchases, free Spotify and Netflix. And that 500 MCO that's staked is automatically enrolled to earn interest up to 8%. Go to badco.in/crypto. Check it out. And this market update time stamping for Friday on the 13th of March. It's Friday the 13th, Travis.
Oh, no. I thought that was yesterday. It seems like
11,
yesterday should have been Friday the 13th.
Right. It's 11:40 in the morning. And of course, crypto took a huge hit. There was a massive dive going down as low as 3,800. Wow. Talk about capitulation. Bitcoin and the crypto market cap currently at 148 billion, but now it's back to 5280. Could be a dead cat bounce. Who knows? Ethereum at 126. I'm not going to go through all top 10 because it's so sad. It's so sad. The biggest loser in the top 10 for the last 7 days appears to be Bitcoin SV, down 53.6%. Ow!
Not only that, I would say knowing that Chainlink was almost $5 a coin, now it's $2.24. I mean, that is, that's 52% that it's gone down in the last 7 days. That it's, to me, if I'm looking at this now that we've seen it all sort of crash, we know how it goes, and these prices almost seem like summer 2017 prices at this point. We're looking at how low some of these tokens are. Stellar's at under 4 cents a token. You have Tron under a penny. Like these are massively on sale. Now the thing is when does the market rebound and head back up? It's unknown. Binance down 51%. I mean, Binance is about as stable as you get when it comes to people are going and trading and doing what they do on Binance. It lost 51% in the last week. Bitcoin SV. How is Binance down 51% and Bitcoin SV is down 53%, almost about the same amount being down? It's just unbelievable. I never seen anything like this, Mr. Joel Comm. It was like the sky was falling.
And we've got an update here from Cointelegraph. Tone Vase shared his thoughts on what has happened here. And he said that this Bitcoin bottom of 3,700 was actually the final capitulation of what he's calling a 2-year bear market. In other words, he is stating that we never really got out of the crypto winter, that this is actually the end of the crypto winter, that the signs of the thaw were actually not that.
Yeah, and he goes, as crazy as it is for me to say, I do not think there's been enough pain. I don't think there's been enough frustration. And I think it's been pretty painful. I think I've been pretty frustrated. Well, when the price is at $10,000 and all of a sudden it's at 3,800 again, like that, people were freaking out yesterday. Like it was just unbelievable. Now it's like, I think people are starting to get their bearings and go, okay, well, that was crazy. What's next? But for some people who are looking at this like, oh my God, look at everything on sale. Some people are like, oh my God, I lost everything and they're selling. We're not financial advisors. Do what you got to do to live your life, but this is not the end of the world.
It could all go down. Vase said the only reason that he would panic is if Bitcoin hit $1,000. I mean, I just looked up yesterday, Travis, and the mining price from 2018 in the U.S., and of course, there's been no halving, there's been no block size, change or difficulty level between now and then, was $4,700 to mine a Bitcoin in the United States, with your power costs and all that. So who knows?
It's going to go up tremendously when that halving happens because, basically the way it seems to me that if it was costing $4,700 to mine a Bitcoin the way that it is now, then it halves, the difficulty increases substantially, and then the reward gets decreased in half. And so what is it going to do? Is it going to be $9,600 or $9,400 to mine a Bitcoin at that point?
So that could be. And I think what might happen at that point is that a lot of the big mining operations are going to stop. And that's going to open it up for the little guy to mine Bitcoin again.
Well, it would lower the difficulty as that hash rate kind of goes down. That algorithm is always sort of being reshuffled based on the amount of hash rate I think that's in there. So, interesting stuff.
And once again, on Cointelegraph, this article popped up today. It turns out back in January, our friend Peter McCormick of What Bitcoin Did interviewed Andreas Antonopoulos, perhaps the greatest thinker, the greatest mind in the Bitcoin ecosystem. And if you listen to this interview, he predicted this crash 2 months ago. He says, Travis, the reason it will crash hard, he used that word, the reason it will crash hard is because a lot of the venture capital, corporate investments, and private investment from individuals that's based on cheap money and disposable income and excess cash in portfolios, etc., like any other part of the economy, will dry up. Boom.
Yeah. And he said this 2 months ago, saying that this could be the economy's Titanic moment. And from that perspective, I think that the first order effect that happens if we have a recession is crypto crashes because of all the liquidity will dry up, which is a class of effect and symptom of a recession. And but then he concluded all of those things are really a symptom of the fact that we have a small lifeboat and a very, very large number of people who need saving. And good job on him to be able to sort of predict that because it did crash hard. Was that the hardest crash that in one day or 1 hour that's ever?
It felt like it to me. I mean, we've seen Bitcoin go from 20 to 3,200 before.
But that was over months. That was not over months.
This was like, whoa, this is like, those roller coasters are making now that have that straight down vertical drop.
Mm-hmm. This
You know,
was
it's like,
just
this was like straight down.
yeah. This is how I imagine a Brazilian wax would go. It's like, ah!
That reminds me of the film The 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Yeah,
right? Where he has his chest wax.
yeah.
And that was real.
Yeah,
Like
that
his
looked painful as
reaction.
hell. That felt it. Like this was hair getting ripped right straight off your balls, folks. That is what it was like yesterday for me.
You know, I try to have a sober, view of everything that's going on. People are panicking.
Mhm.
I personally don't feel like it's justified. I don't think that you do either.
No, I don't think that I am not scared of the virus. I've never been scared of the virus. I mean, think about what happened with the N1H1 or the H1N1 or whatever happened in 2012 or whenever that was. There was millions of cases of that bird flu, and over 1,000 people were dead before that administration had did anything to stop it or whatever. And here we are, we had one, and then stopping the travel and all of this stuff. And still, I've never seen the likes of this panic. It seems to me like when we had that H1N1, and that was one, we were all going to die then, but that didn't happen. And, so I think there's a certain section of people, demographic, like if you're over the age of 65, don't go out and around a whole bunch of people. Don't do that in the regular flu season either, because chances are you can pick up some stuff because a lot of people are disgusting. They don't clean their hands and whatnot.
Yeah, don't lick bathroom walls.
Don't lick bathroom walls. Don't lick floors. Don't go into train stations and touch lots of things. That's one of the things is like, you, Joel, you live in Denver. I live in Kansas City. There's not a lot of mass transit things. So I think it's got to be really terrifying for people who have to get on like the subway all the time or have to do some of that mass transit type of stuff. But you know what? Here's the thing. I think of this. Keep yourself clean. Wash your hands. Wash your phone. When was the last time you wiped off your phone with like some antimicrobial type of stuff? Because there's germs all over this thing. There's probably germs all over your steering wheel from touching everything and then driving. So just clean that stuff up. Don't put fingers in your hands. But I was concerned about the economy crashing. That was the thing to me really early on. I was like, man, if they're driving this much fear and hype, the economy could really start tanking. And I wish I was liquid enough to be able to start shorting things whenever I had that premonition.
Liquid Travis. Lots of people talking about coronavirus. You can't go anywhere online in any social sites, but as long as you're going to be social, you may as well get paid to be social. SoMe.social is a blockchain-based social media platform that is designed for privacy and user control and content monetization. There's that getting paid part of the whole deal. You make a post, and if your content is good, people upvote it, and guess what? You earn SoMe tokens. Travis is on there. I'm in there. Come join us. SoMe.social. SOMEE.social.
So here's some interesting news, Mr. Joel Comm. U.S. Congressmen, they introduced Cryptocurrency Act of 2020. So the representative Paul Gosar, who's a Republican in Arizona, introduced the Cryptocurrency Act of 2020 in a bill that looks to choreograph a wide range of digital assets to help with regulation. They want to make sure that they're going to the right regulator because right now it's kind of confusing. And it says here that the bill looks to provide not only clarity but legitimacy to crypto assets in the United States. And Gosar's proposal divides digital assets into three categories: crypto commodities, cryptocurrencies, and crypto securities. Mr. Joel Comm, finally some sense. It seems to me like, because that's really what we've been talking about. It was like, the IRS looks at it as property, the SEC looks at it as security, the CFTC looks at it as a commodity, and it looks as a currency, and like this right here would actually maybe put things in the right place.
That would be great to see. I'm just wondering if Paul Gosar, the Republican representative out of Arizona, is related to Gosar the Gazarian, Gosar the Destructor.
Is that on Ghostbusters 2?
Gosar the Traveler. Yeah.
Nice.
Ray, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Nice.
Yeah, we definitely need, who knows what kind of support there is yet for this, but it's going to happen at some point. It's going to move forward, and the majority is going to vote for this type of regulation that is then signed into law. And it's not going to happen while the markets are tanking, though. That's
true. Well, here's another thing to add to this is that the bill that they had created that was leaked, they were experimenting with a couple of things. That was their second draft. They're now 32 versions away from that. So they've been working on this thing. So what we saw then, but they're working on a little something, folks. So that to me is actually the most positive news that I've heard in this past week, is that they're actually, I really like the crypto commodities, crypto securities, crypto assets, cryptocurrencies. I like that. I think that's interesting to me. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, that does sound like some good news. We've got some more bad news. YouTube is up to their shenanigans again. You'll remember a couple months ago, Chris Dunn, Crypto Beatles, Altcoin Daily, and a number of other crypto YouTubers suffered bans and strikes. And then YouTube eventually, when there was enough of an outroar, came back and said, oops, you should see your stuff back. But now Ivan on Tech is a crypto programmer, and YouTube deleted one of his videos on his channel. And they're, why are they doing this? Why are they banning? Why is this crypto purge taking place?
Well, when they don't like what you have to say, they try to take away your tongue, don't they? I mean, it's not that they're scared of crypto. Are they scared of people talking about crypto? I mean, what is the deal? Because we were in the very first wave of the YouTube crypto ban back in late 2017, early 2018 when they deleted our page, and it took them over 14 months or something before we finally got it back. 15 months, something ridiculous, and then we did nothing wrong. We didn't even have a strike, and so that's why some of these other sites are popping up like DTube. And what are some of those other decentralized video platforms?
Yep, D Live and Library, lbry.com. You guys should check that out, especially if you have a YouTube channel, because with Library, it's decentralized, and there's actually a tool to connect to your Google account and import all of your YouTube videos to your Library channel. So if for some reason YouTube does end up taking down any or all of your videos, they all live on. You won't have actually lost them. You'll just have lost your access to have them on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, YouTube's reportedly they're returning to blocking crypto videos, and they're a big fan of banning what they don't like. So I don't know. Thanks a lot, YouTube. You're really awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Love you guys so much. Not really fake love. Anyhow, the question has been, is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency a safe haven during times of financial and, societal tumult?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, it doesn't look like, that's the case. Even gold, again, is down a nice clip, today. So it appears when people are panicking that nowhere is safe. Maybe, buy toilet paper and hand sanitizer and face masks, invest in those. But the World Health
people are, and they're selling them to people in China for like a ridiculous price.
They are. So eBay actually cut off. They will not let you sell hand sanitizer and face masks anymore. I saw some completed auctions before they put that ban in place. A 12-ounce bottle of, I don't know if it was Purell or what it was, but sold for over $100. How crazy is that?
That's crazy. Whenever this thing started popping up, and I was like, you know what? I think there's going to be a run on toilet paper. And so I bought a couple of boxes of toilet paper. And so literally and it was literally like a week and a half before the big rush. It's like all my toilet paper arrived, and then I stored it. And then like 2 days later, people were fighting over toilet paper in the stores.
So you're a paper products advisor.
I'm a paper. No, I just figured. I normally buy in bulk. The last time, I think it's only the second time that I bought toilet paper since August, because I'll buy a box, and then I realized it was time to buy a new one. I just decided to buy two. So now I'm walking around. I just walk around and just hug my Charmin everywhere I go.
It's good to have bulk in your diet.
It's good.
That's nice. Well, the World Health Organization, classified the coronavirus as a pandemic. And by the way, something being a pandemic in and itself doesn't mean that millions of people are going to die. It just means it's an international, event that's taking place, right? The flu is a pandemic every year. So just to understand that pandemic doesn't mean the zombie apocalypse is near. But the question is crypto safe? And some say that because crypto transfer doesn't require anybody to touch anything other than their own keyboards or phone, that's one way to avoid the spread of germs, right? We covered this last week.
We did talk about that, like how dirty money is. Like if you look at money under a microscope, like it is gross. Like there's all kinds of germs on there. How many people have touched it? How many strippers have had it? Right? How much cocaine has been done through it?
Like, I licked this $5 bill.
You did not.
I didn't actually lick it, but it looked like I did. It looked like I licked.
Kind of looked like you did. But when are we going to have crypto conferences again? It seems to me that, that's what's been interesting is that there's been a lot of conferences that have been canceled. Here's one, the Ethereum conference, ETH London, which I guess is maybe a sister one to ETH Denver. I'm not sure, but. Yeah. They tweeted out that said that the decentralized login service provider Taurus Labs, the co-founder of that, Jinyu Yang, tweeted that he had been diagnosed with coronavirus. And so anybody who had interacted with him at the hackathon from the 28th of February to March 1st at the Ethereum Community Conference held from March 3rd to March 5th in Paris, they need to take extra precautions and maybe get tested because, there's some conferences where there's a lot of people at these things. And, a lot of these conferences, like you mentioned early on at the top of the show, Bitcoin 2020 in San Francisco, not going on this year, or at least being postponed or being, suspended until a little while. The Hong Kong Blockchain Week, they've recently announced that they're going to reschedule to September 28th to September 30th. That was going to be an event that we might have gone to as well. There was another one that was going to go on in South Korea that we were maybe going to go to. So those maybe have been postponed until later as well. So interesting times out there.
Well, and, we were recently at ETH Denver, and there was a person that they sent out an email to everybody. There was somebody there that had the virus and has been tested and is doing fine, but they don't know if he had it then, right, at the time. But they send out an email to everybody just in case. And it's not just crypto conferences. Right. There's events that are like right now, Travis, I was supposed to be in Dubai for AI everything. Samson Williams was supposed to be there as well. And it's gotten postponed. And South by Southwest, is canceled.
I think they did that too. They did the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. That thing got mostly canceled. Now they still had some events, ancillary events around there. But I mean, you just went to the San Diego event where the social media marketing world, there's a whole lot of people there. How many hands did you kiss and shake and hug?
I stayed away. I did, and I wouldn't kiss the hands anyway.
You lick them. I saw you. You've licked people's hands. It's really gross. Did you just touch a dirty surface? Let me lick your fingers. Come on.
Yeah. And those aren't the only events. Coronavirus is leaving seats empty at London Blockchain Week as well. Nassim Nicholas Taleb is saying this could be a black swan event, a large, unexpected event that wreaks havoc across finance, science, and technology. The guy coined the term back in 2007. And so many are saying that, hey, maybe, all these events being canceled and crypto and markets and even gold dropping and, there's no toilet paper to be found and, soap and water is still easier than hand sanitizer, gang. But whatever, we live in really interesting times.
It is really interesting. But, here's the thing is that we've had a premonition this was coming. I mean, we talked about the everything bubble. We didn't necessarily know a pandemic was going to be the catalyst to kind of drive, the markets to go a little crazy. But, we've had a lot of people come on. G. Edward Griffin, if you listen to that podcast interview and he talked about that, it's like, eventually we're going to see this bubble sort of burst. And then we have people like, our friend over there at RT today, Max Kaiser, saying that this is just a continuation part 2 of 2008. But Bitcoin was supposed to be a safe harbor for this kind of stuff. And then it's almost like that emotion gets in and everybody's like, oh no, I'm going to need money. And so they all go in and they start selling, even though we want it to go the other way.
It's too soon. We're not at adoption, mainstream adoption levels yet. And so I think more people are treating crypto like an investment rather than as a financial instrument. that we're using for day-to-day transactions. And that's why, if people are treating it as an investment, then when that investment is threatened, a lot of people are going to pull out. A little rabbit trail here with all of the places, the events that are closing and events that aren't happening. Walt Disney World and Disneyland and Paris all shut down.
That's interesting to me. Notice the one that is not shut down, Disney Shanghai is not shut down.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that they're getting it corralled over there. I have some friends that are in China and that are Chinese, and they were talking about how the media is very cooled down, and they're like, all right, the problem is over. Everything's sort of cooling down now. The virus is under containment. It's no worries. Compare that to here in America. Everyone's gonna die. That's like when you watch the media now here. It's like that's what it seems like to me.
This just in: Legoland in California is closed, Knott's Berry Farm closed, Magic Mountain closed, Universal closing through the end of the month. Everything is shutting down.
Yeah, no NBA, no baseball. They've canceled March Madness, which is really frustrating because the place I went to school at, the University of Kansas, they're number one in the nation on both polls. And historically, what should happen is we should be awarded the championship. But no, I was thinking this. What would be cool? They're just canceling it. Originally, they were going to play the games with no fans. But I'm thinking, like, why not rent out a really cool old gymnasium, right? Like Hoosiers type of thing. And they said they were going to have the necessary staff and the family players there, the players' family, have them there, have the craziest March Madness ever. People would tune in. They would still get their advertising dollars, but just have the top 4 teams go and play the tournament. That would be cool. Instead of just canceling it, like, what's the point of that? That's just the most boring, crappy thing. Like, literally, why is Caesar taking away our bread and circuses?
I want my bread and my circus.
I want my bread and my circus.
A correction here. Legoland in San Diego did not close. They're staying open, and SeaWorld is staying open. Shamu will be there. I've had just about enough of this coronavirus, and I say we move on to some other topics. What do you think?
Is there any other topics to discuss?
Yep, there are. In fact, we covered recently the controversy around the Steam community, Steam being sucked up into Tron and Binance. Basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Working alongside Justin Sun to, shall we say, co-opt Steam, and they're apologizing. They're saying they're sorry to the Steam community and that they are basically pulling out. They have unvoted.
Yeah, they've unvoted.
They powered down 31 million Steam tokens that they staked for Justin's allegedly hostile takeover of the Steam blockchain.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So what's going to happen now? There's a really great article on Cointelegraph about that in our show notes that goes over the Steam versus Tron controversy. It talks a little bit about it and goes all into what happened. We talked about that a little bit last week, where basically Tron had purchased Steam and then tried to get the Steam blockchain, and then basically all these exchanges agreed because they had all these Steam tokens in their exchange that people had there, that people left on their exchange. They just used them to vote. And that created a whole little storm that Steam members were not pleased about. So, yeah.
We so sorry, we unvote.
Yeah, so they decided to unvote. That's interesting.
Yeah, they have depowered, unpowered, repowered, reclaimed over 31 or whatever number millions of tokens. Here's some good news, Travis. On the other side of the world, in South Korea, cryptocurrency is now fully legal. They passed an amendment to the Act on Reporting and Use of Specific Financial Information, and basically saying that crypto trading and holding in South Korea is now fully and completely legal.
And, they've been a big proponent, and, a lot of great technology, comes out of South Korea first a lot of times. I mean, whenever we did that T9 texting or whatever, like that was huge there. And then QR codes popped up out of South Korea. They're always a little bit ahead of the West, it seems. And here they are making crypto fully legal. That's something I think that is that is going to be very, very helpful.
So as I read on this article a little bit more, I don't want to be fake news. Their version of Congress passed it. It's their National Assembly, but the president, Jae-in Moon, has to sign it into law. So it's not official yet, but it looks like it's heading that way.
Wait. So win Lambo, win Moon? We're gonna, as soon as he signs it, I guess, huh?
That's when we moon. And right next door, China, their central bank has put $4.7 million into a blockchain trade platform. The People's Bank of China has secured that funding from the central government to develop their blockchain trade finance platform.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, I mean, so this is interesting. So we're seeing things that are happening around the country. I know last week we talked about India finally making crypto legal and crypto exchanges and crypto trading and whatnot fully legal. Think about this. There are only 5 million crypto traders in India currently, and there's well over 1 billion people in India. So I would say that, wow, I bet it's not going to be too long over the course of this next year. We're going to see India go from maybe 5 million to 50 million crypto users in India. And I read some interesting information about that. There's a little consortium of there's an exchange in India and some other ones that are all sort of working together to bring and call it your first crypto or crypto is easy or something along those lines. They're doing it. They have a big campaign and teaching people all about the crypto in India. That's one market that's really been out of this for a long time over these last 2 years. And seeing things like what China's doing here, securing $4.7 million in funding from the central government for its blockchain trade finance platform. India's doing stuff. I mean, when it talks about crypto and blockchain as an industry, we're really moving forward.
Well, let's head west a little bit for some news that we've really come to get used to, but I'm still unhappy seeing it. Article from Benjamin Puris on Cointelegraph reports that in France, the BNP Paribas bank is blocking customers from using Coinbase. And when asked why, it's considered an illegal operation because of bank fraud. There is malware, there is scams, there are anonymous coins like Monero. This is our rationale for shutting down the transfers to the Coinbase.
So I would say this: if you are in France and you are a Coinbase user, I would say go over to crypto.com, get that card, and then you can send your crypto over to that card, convert it into cash, and then use your card right there. badco.in/crypto, crypto 50, either one of those will work. Go and check those out. And I mean, here's the thing about France though, man. Like we have propped up France of talking about how France has been creating the rules that other countries are using. They're very, progressive when it comes to crypto. They have an amazing Paris blockchain week, and we were there last year. And it's just, France has been leading the way with crypto. But here you go. It's the French International Banking Group, BNP. They say, we don't like crypto. So it's not the government. It's not the regulators.
That sounded like China. We don't like crypto. Well, that wasn't French. We do not like your cryptos.
Okay, very good.
Take your Bitcoin and put it where the monkey puts the nuts. Oh, and look, they're not the only ones. JP Morgan Chase, I had issues with them. I mean, I was withdrawing from Coinbase into my Chase account, not the other way around. And they're like, no, you can't withdraw into your own personal Chase account, your fiat from selling your crypto. Bank of America, Citigroup has banned people from purchasing crypto with credit cards. And the old guard is not going to go down without a fight.
Not going to go down. They're going to go down swinging. Buddy, like Sonny Liston. Like what's that Tom Petty song? Going down.
I don't know. What Tom Petty song?
It's called Swinging.
All right, and added Swinging to the Bad Crypto Spotify playlist. All the songs that are referenced on the show will show up there. Now, Travis.
Mr. Joe Com.
Yeah. Yes.
I was going to give a shout out to all of our listeners at Bad Cryptopia. I cannot find the name of that damn YouTube alternative that starts with a B. I know it's not BitTube. And I've looked through all these other ones, and it's literally Google is not popular. I can't find it. I can't find it on DuckDuckGo. So if you guys can find it, send us a tweet at Bad Crypto and let us know what it is, and then maybe we'll do something nice for you.
Right on. Travis, are you still running your CoinMine 1?
I am.
Yeah, me too. And when I got it, I was told that out of the different coins to mine on there, that Ethereum was going to be the most profitable for me to mine. Well, there's this article today on bitcoinist.com, which asks the question, which crypto is the most profitable to mine in 2020? And the most profitable coin for home miners is indeed Ethereum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that what they say? That's the one that's most profitable? Well, I don't know, considering that it just dropped 33% or whatever. I mean, it was sitting at over almost $300, and now it's at what, $130 or something?
Right, but everything's down. But this is what's really funny, Travis. So the others here that are profitable are Ethereum Classic, Grin, Haven Protocol, and then look, BitTube, a decentralized YouTube alternative utilizing blockchain.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's BitTube.
What do you mean? It's not BitTube. It's the one. Literally right there.
No, that is one of them, but it's not the one that I'm referencing. It's not.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, because it's like you would remember Tube. That's not one you're going to forget. D Live and BitTube.
Yeah, but you said it was a YouTube alternative that begins with a B. How is it not BitTube?
Well, that is one, but it's not Tube. It doesn't have Tube in it.
You're sure?
Positive.
Okay, if you guys find another one that begins with B and doesn't end with Tube that we should know about, let us know. But mining is challenging. We both run those Divi master nodes, which is cloud mining.
Yep, it is. It is interesting. Now, I think this Handshake one. So I've been mining Handshake for a while, and then I went and looked at it, and then it looked like it wasn't mining for a while because my numbers had stayed at the same place for, I don't know. It was really weird what was going on. And so I said, all right, well, I'm going to switch it back over to Ethereum and see. And so that's mining again. But what was really sad was watching the amount of Satoshis that we had originally. It's like it's shrunken significantly, the amount of Satoshis.
Yeah, I haven't looked at my CoinMine in a little bit, but huge difference. I just refreshed mine. That's okay. I'm hodling my Satoshis.
There you go.
I'm going to hodl and then I'm going to fodl them. What else we got here? We got some human interest and interesting stories here, Mr. Travis Wright. We like to talk a lot about blockchain games and the future of it. I spotted this story in Cointelegraph. Eric Shiremai, my apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name right. He's the creator of Farmville, that hugely viral game that was on Facebook. He is creating something called the Gala Network. It's a blockchain-based gaming platform, and there's currently 15 developers working on this thing right now.
We've had a lot of conversations, I think mostly led by you, Mr. Joel Kahn, because you're the big fan of the gaming, but the conversations that we've had with gaming and NFTs and how these non-fungible tokens are integrated within this whole thing, this whole ecosystem, like it is very exciting where we're going. And I think that, noticing that, these games are very social, having these games on the blockchain, getting rewarded in actual money, because that's one of the things is it says this, that pretty soon nobody will play a game that is a black hole of time and money if they have good alternatives that allow the player to retain ownership of their time and money. Imagine being able to play these games and actually earning money for this kind of stuff and earning a little bit of crypto for your time, and then, hey, I got this sword that I'm not going to use anymore, and then actually selling it on an open market to somebody who does want it. So
I think that that's definitely going to cause a big shift. I disagree that there are reasons to play games other than getting paid, right? And there's games like, I don't know, Call of Duty, where it's all about being the best, right? And yes, they have skins, and yes, you can get additional gear, but the game is still, if the game is not focused on the core principles of gaming, then it's just going to be adding a layer of stuff, right? And so
it's got to be fun.
It's got to be fun.
It's got to be fun. You know what? It's like the games that I like to play are games that I'm learning something. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not a traditional guy who's going to play a game just to waste time. I don't normally like that. But I do like to play games if it's gamified and I'm learning something and I'm growing in some area. And I think that, there's going to be all kinds of these sort of things popping up over time, which will be.
Well, speaking of popping up in games you like to play, you can finally use your Puma Pay on Pornhub, Travis.
Nice. This is very, very exciting. It's
How's
finally
that for a transition?
that is very good. It's my favorite game.
I mean, you set that up there. I was just going to talk about, speaking of your favorite games, but then you said popping up, and that was,
There you go. There you go. So here's what's happened is PumaPay, they have now they've a couple of years ago, Verge said that they were going to add their option on the website on Pornhub so that you could, if you wanted a tip or however it worked or pay for premium content, you could use Verge. And now PumaPay, they have their new crypto payment solution, went live on Pornhub this week. And this was more than 18 months after the partnership was first announced. And so the CEO, Yoav Dror, told Cointelegraph this: the PullPay protocol is unique in that it inverts the mechanics of a typical blockchain transaction. Instead of the customer pushing the funds to the merchant, PumaPay protocol allows the merchant to pull the funds from the customer's wallet based on pre-approved terms. Boom. This is like subscriptions, Mr. Joel Comm. Now, with this PullPay protocol that they've created, they could create a real life Patreon type of a thing, like a crypto alternative, because before, subscriptions have been very, very hard to manage on crypto because you could, as he just said right here, you were only able to push the funds to the merchant. Now the merchant can pull the funds from your crypto wallet because you've said, hey, I want to pay for this. Like your Shopify, your Spotify or whatever, you could just have it being pulled out of your account. This is cool. I really like this, Mr. Joel Comm.
Yeah, and if you guys want to learn more about Yoav Dror and PumaPay, I just did a search because his name sounded familiar. And Rachel Wolfson, the crypto chick, interviewed him for episode 21 of her show, the sister show to Bad Crypto. And we've got a link to that in the show notes. Of course, links to all of the stories for this episode can be found. Here's the short link. Go to badco.in/381, and you will find all the things we have show notified for you right there.
Now, that is really interesting. The recurring billing payment model is huge. And I know we've gone on from that, but it still is interesting. And now, not only is Pornhub most likely going to be utilizing this, but they're talking about a whole lot of other sites that are going to be utilizing that as well. Where do you have recurring billing models? Boom, crypto can now be utilized with PumaPay. That might be a company we want to do a little research on, Mr. Joel Comm.
Let's recognize a couple of the projects that we are affiliated with, Travis, and some of the developments they've got. We mentioned Divi earlier because of their masternodes. Apparently, they were just at Anarchapulco 2020, an event that didn't get canceled in February, and they went to the Marsh Children's Home, and they did some really good stuff. There's a video on the tweet, which we will link in the show notes for you guys to check out what's happening with Divi Project and how they intend and are giving back to community.
Yeah, very interesting. And they've also been listed, as you said, we've been listed on a couple of different exchanges, listed on Token and Midas Investments. Yeah, so they got some great stuff going on. Hey, Mr. Joe Comm, talking about games we had earlier, Upland that we talk about, upland.me.
I know it well.
Yeah, we love that. We love that app. And congratulations on securing your second airport parcel. You have two now?
Yes, I did. I am an airport tycoon.
You are.
Very good. Mr. Travis, right?
Yeah. They've actually released their next update called Mojito, and you can check them out on Twitter, twitter.com/uplandme.
Have you played it yet? Have you checked it out?
I have. I've been walking around. I've not seen any treasure chest or anything. But
so do you know how to play the treasure game? It's actually you have to do something. So when you on the left side of the interface, there's that little icon that you can click that then pulls up mini icons, and one of them is a treasure chest. And when you tap the treasure chest, it'll tell you if treasures are active or if they're respawning, right? If somebody's found one in the hour, and they're usually found just like a few minutes after they spawn, then it'll do a countdown clock when it gets close to that treasure showing up. Then what happens is the treasure is minted, or the treasure spawns on any minted property. So any property that's been purchased and owned by somebody, it's available. As soon as a treasure goes live, you go to a minted property, click on the property, and then click treasure. And a little purple arrow will pop up and point the direction of the treasure in the game. And you go, okay, so I got to go this way. And then you head that way, and then you click another property. You send your block explorer to another property, and the purple arrow comes up. Now it's like, oh, now go up a little bit. And you kind of look around, you triangulate. where the treasure is. And the first one to get there, a pinata comes up. And it's like, you found it, get ready to tap. And then pinata comes up and you have 10 seconds. You're like, tap, 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 and with every tap, UPX comes flying out. So I found one yesterday. I spent about 3 minutes searching. I got to it first and I tapped it like crazy and I got like 550 UPX. But you can actually check the history of the ones people have found. And I saw like one of them popped out like 20,000.
Really?
Somebody.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's a really big one.
It's nice. It's nice.
And you remember that other idea that you had, Travis, for Street View?
Uh-huh.
So you can actually tap into any property now and you go to click street and looky there. It shows you.
Oh, you can actually look and see what your property looks like.
It pulls up Street View. So we're talking a lot about Upland. We've worked with them as a sponsor. We like the game, and we think that they're doing a lot of things right. If you haven't downloaded it yet, go to badco.in/Upland and check it out. You'll see mine and Travis's heads as block explorers, wandering the city looking for properties. It's a little creepy.
It is. You know what? But we've had a lot of conversation with people who have joined Upland from Bad Crypto. The Telegram group is really huge. So go check out the Telegram group. You can find that. Just type in Upland. There's a lot of activity. You can ask all your questions there about the game. But it's just one of those fun things. Like, this is a fun thing that's with blockchain. And as far as I know, none of my Upland properties decreased drastically in value overnight.
We need fun things to do. I mean, these are challenging times, gang. Be of good cheer.
So what now?
Yeah. What now? Indeed. These are interesting times that we're in. We've never experienced anything like this. This is basically, when 9/11 happened and, the planes hit the buildings, that it impacted our entire nation and the world, but it was a collective experience that we all shared. This is this generation's 9/11. Right? I'm not saying nearly that many people are going to die, but in terms of impacting everybody, you can't go anywhere on social. Everybody's talking about Corona, regardless of what your thoughts are. And everybody's going to remember where they were. Where were you when, COVID hit the U.S.?
Mm-hmm. And I want to read this. I found this on Reddit, and this was really interesting to me. And it was like, and just like that, the government controls all sporting events, concerts, jobs, colleges, medical facilities, whether or not you can leave your house, has depleted resources such as toilet paper and food, controls all travel, and you guys wonder why they develop and use viruses to scare the public. They now control you and everything about your life. You see how easy it was? Create mass panic, hysteria, boom, complete control of literally the world over a virus, one that has survival rates that are extremely high. All freedom has been limited overnight. How easy was that?
That is definitely interesting perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see what endures beyond this. I look at this way. This is a great opportunity for everybody to hit the reset button. Yes, it's going to cost money, but I think that there's a lot of upsides to this, to reevaluate, am I doing a job that I enjoy doing? Mm-hmm. What can I come up with some other creative directions for my life? Am I spending time with my family, with my friends that aren't, coughing on me? Or am I involved in things that, are a waste of time? I think it's a good reset button to kind of reevaluate. And it's a really, really good time, Travis, to be a podcaster because, you mean I have to stay home and record? Okay. I mean, that's what we do all the time.
I love what you just said there because I think that people, in some ways, people become complacent in their life. They go to a job they don't like. They come home, eat crappy food, watch crappy television, wake up and do it all over again in their own personal version of Groundhog Day.
I like my crappy food, my crappy television.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not pointing at you. I'm just saying a lot of people do. They go to a job they don't like and they go through this whole cycle of just being complacent. This maybe will shake people out of the complacency and maybe find their true calling in life and make some changes. And hopefully this hasn't impacted people too badly. Hopefully there are no people of the Republic of Bad Cryptopia that are in dire straits at this point because of the economy. We hope everything works out for all you guys and girls out there that listen to the show. We're as concerned as you are, and we're going to keep you updated as well as we can on what is happening. And, people were talking about this. We've been talking about the everything bubble, for 2 years, and it could happen and it could crash. And it sounds like, yeah, whatever, but it's never going to happen. And we're not going to see that. Conspiracy. Put on your tinfoil hat. And here we are, Mr. Joe Com. But guess what? As far as I know, the universe still works. The sun still rises, and we still rotate in our little solar system. And really, the only thing that's changed is this little fiat money system that we have. And the economy is a crazy aspect of what we do, but it's not part of nature. So you're still alive. You got your health. That's great. Stay healthy. Keep washing your hands, and
stay bad.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.